So in this video we'll be talking about the anastomosis around elbow joint. First I will explain you on this notepad, and then we will be seeing the on this 3D model. So this is uh, the brachial artery, and the brachial artery gives off a branch which runs deep inside the arm, hence known as profunda brachii artery. The profunda means deep and brachii means arm, so this means profunda brachii artery. And in elbow joint there is anastomosis between four descending arteries. So these are the four descending arteries, and there is anastomosis between these four ascending arteries. So I am telling you that these four descending arteries is going to come from brachial artery. So this brachial artery has given off, this is the brachial artery, has given off this profunda brachii artery. So this profunda brachii artery further divides into two branches. This is the radial collateral artery, and this is the middle collateral artery on the lateral side. And the brachial artery also gives superior ulnar collateral artery because it is arising superiorly to the inferior ulnar collateral artery. So this is a radial collateral artery, this is the middle collateral artery, this is superior ulnar collateral artery, and this is inferior ulnar collateral artery. And now this brachial artery will divide into radial artery and ulnar artery. Now the ulnar artery will give off two branches which will ascend upwards. So one of them will be anterior ulnar recurrent artery and posterior ulnar recurrent artery. So these are anterior ulnar recurrent artery and posterior ulnar recurrent arteries. So these are the two ascending arteries. So we have seen the four descending arteries. So one was this, second one was this, third was this, and fourth was this. And we have seen two ascending arteries. First is this, second one is this, and now we need two more ascending arteries in order to complete the anastomosis. So this ulnar artery then divides into anterior interosseous artery, so the anterior interosseous artery, and the posterior interosseous artery, and they are called, so this in this thing shaded in green, which I am now highlighting with white, is the interosseous membrane. So the ulnar artery divides into two arteries, one which runs anteriorly like this one, so this is the anterior interosseous artery, and one which runs posteriorly, so this is the posterior interosseous artery. Now one branch is given off by posterior interosseous artery, which anastomoses with middle collateral artery, and this we saw was the radial artery, and one branch is given off by the radial artery, which is known as radial collateral artery, which is known as radial recurrent artery, which anastomoses with radial collateral artery. So this is radial recurrent artery. So this completes our anastomosis, and now we will see this on 3D model. Now we will see these arteries on 3D model. So this is subclavian artery. As soon as it crosses the first rib, this is the first rib, it becomes the axillary artery, and then it becomes the brachial artery. So this brachial artery is giving off a branch which is traveling behind the humerus. So this is the humerus, and this artery is traveling behind the humerus. So this is the profunda brachii artery. I'll rotate the model and show you the profunda brachii artery. So this over here is the profunda brachii artery. Now I told that the four descending branches will be coming from the brachial artery. So first are the ulnar collateral artery. So one is the superior ulnar collateral artery. So you can see that this is arising more superiorly. So this is the superior ulnar collateral artery, and this is arising more inferiorly. So this is the inferior ulnar collateral artery. And then we saw that the profunda brachii artery was giving one radial collateral artery and one middle collateral artery. So radial collateral artery is present over the radius. So this over here is the radius. So the artery traveling over it is the radial collateral artery, and this over here is the middle collateral artery. Now we will see the 4 ascending arteries. So this over here is the brachial artery dividing into radial artery and the ulnar artery. Now if we zoom in further, we can see that the ulnar artery is giving off 2 branches, one which is traveling anteriorly and the other which is traveling posteriorly. So the one which is traveling anteriorly is known as anterior ulnar recurrent artery, and we can see the anterior ulnar recurrent artery is anastomosing with the inferior ulnar collateral artery branch of the brachial artery, and the posterior ulnar recurrent artery, this one, the posterior ulnar recurrent artery is anastomosing with the superior ulnar collateral artery, which is the branch of brachial artery. So these complete our 2 ascending anastomosis or the 2 ascending arteries. Now we will see the other branches. So this is the ulnar artery dividing into the posterior interosseous artery. We can see this artery over here is crossing the interosseous membrane. So this is the posterior interosseous artery, and this one is the anterior interosseous artery, and this is the radial artery giving off the radial recurrent branch, which is anastomosing with the radial collateral artery. So this we saw was the radial recurrent artery, radial collateral artery, and it is anastomosing with the radial collateral branch of the radial artery, and the final branch is given off by the posterior interosseous artery. So this here is the posterior interosseous artery. We can see this artery. So this artery over here is the interosseous recurrent artery, which is the branch of posterior interosseous artery. So this artery ascends upwards, and we can see that it is anastomosing, and it is anastomosing with the middle collateral artery. So this completes our video on elbow anastomosis.